Hey, what's going on, Am I on the Air universe? Before we get started with our new episode tonight, I just want to let you know that the episode is sponsored by Relief Factor. Pain from everyday living, exercise, or just plain getting older is one of the leading causes of trips to the doctor and sleepless nights. It can interfere with daily activities and can even keep us from spending time with the people we love. If you have everyday pain, it stands to reason that you need something that you can feel comfortable with taking every day. That's why doctors invented 100% drug-free Relief Factor. Now, tens of thousands of customers are using Relief Factor every day to become mostly or completely pain-free. 100% drug-free Relief Factor features 4 key ingredients that each work on a different metabolic pathway to support your body's natural healing processes to respond to pain and inflammation. Now you can try Relief Factor 2. The 3-week quick start retail price at almost $70 is now available to our listeners for just $19.95. Head to the link in our show notes to find out more. Start your journey to better health and less pain today with Relief Factor. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring and enjoy the show.
Hi, am I on the air?
Do I have everybody's attention now? Do I have everybody's attention now?
Don, I got you.
Do I have everybody's
Sunday
attention
night.
now?
You put them cameras on me, then you must be willing to get that heart touch. This a must-see feeling. The news ain't good, then it must be villain. So I say a tag grounded, I don't trust these ceilings. Spread across your nose, and I'm on your ear, highest necks on the cloud. Am I in the air? Sunday nights, prime time. I flex my better, Voltron transform to DX Don Mega and Orsine. You probably think I'm nice, cause I flow like a stream to your wireless device, and the smoke all the steam on any given night. I'll short like a piece of any given slice. And for the latest and what is best about, I tune in and tune the rest out. Don, you gotta tell them, am I in the clear? Is this thing on? Am I on the air? On the air?
Well, all right. What is going down, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new edition of Am I on the Air? I'm your host, Don Mega, and I welcome you to the show. It is Monday night. We are broadcasting live from the Red Dragons radio studios here in lovely Tucson, Arizona. Like I said, on a Monday night, it is July the 19th. It is season 22, episode 27, and tonight's show is titled Mega Jam. Guys, I am so excited to be back here with you tonight to get you caught up with all the latest and the greatest in entertainment news, along with some non-spoiler reviews for some movies and television. And I got a good handful for you all tonight. I have 5 movie reviews along with 3 television shows to get into. So, man, strap on in. I'm going to let you know about some entertainment going on over here. Before we get started, I do want to plug a couple things that you might have missed in the last week. On last week's episode, Such a Poser, I let you all know that we were going to be getting together in the next couple days to do that Am I Still on the Air Black Widow spoiler review. Well, guess what? We did it, and we got it out for you guys, and it was awesome to do. I'll tell you right now, man, had my boy Peeps, my boy Friggins, and we talked for about a good hour and a half about Black Widow, the things we liked, the things we didn't like, what we wanted, and our big updated MCU countdown, which is always fun to do. It was an awesome episode, guys. So if you want to, dig into Black Widow, I highly recommend you check out our spoiler review. It was a ton of fun. And we also did that review live on YouTube that night. I believe we did it Thursday night. And we streamed it live on YouTube. We had a couple really good people up in the chat chatting along with us throughout the show, adding some comments and just kind of participating, which was always great to see, especially on short notice because we didn't really advertise it till about a minute minute before we went live on YouTube. But it is recorded, man. It's on our YouTube page. If you go to youtube.com/amiontheair, you can see it right there, just right at the top. You'll see our Black Widow spoiler review. So click that link and give it a watch, man. And if you guys can't watch it, don't worry. I always put the audio version on our podcast feeds. So if you don't have the time to watch it, or you can't because you're traveling or whatever the case may be, I got you covered, man. So if you check out our Twitter, I have links to both the audio version and the video version. But as always, if you subscribe to us, you should have the audio version in your feed. And if you subscribe to our YouTube or just go to our YouTube page, you can watch the video version if you like. So 2 options for y'all on the Am I Still in the Air Black Widow spoiler review. That was a ton of fun to do once again. And if you haven't listened to our F9 spoiler review, check that out up on our podcast feed as well too. So a couple really good Am I Still in the Air spoiler reviews for you. And the other real quick plug is we dropped a new Am I on the Air Quick Bite episode. Last week was when the Emmy nominations came out, the 2021 Primetime Emmy Awards. And so we did a whole Quick Bites episode really breaking this down. I don't really have the time anymore on this podcast to really sit and go through, you know, multiple categories and nominees and all that good stuff. So the Quick Bite was a perfect way to get that information out for those of you that wanted to listen and wanted to know more about who's being nominated this year. So if you want to dig in a little bit more to the Emmy nominations, check out our Am I on the Air Quick Bite page and look at our newest episode. It's the 2021 Emmy Award nominees. So 2 new episodes on our side projects there. Am I Still in the Air Black Widow spoiler review and our new Quick Bite on the 2021 Emmy nominations. Now, a reminder that the Quick Bites are its own separate podcast feed, so you do have to look for that separately and hopefully subscribe to that as well. So that's where that is, in case you were wondering. You know, I never see these Quick Bites he's talking about. You got to sign up for the other podcast feed as well. They are 2 separate feeds because they're 2 different shows, really, and I didn't want them getting mixed up. So there you guys go. That's our couple plugs of the week. Now let's get into our non-spoiler reviews. Now, I do want to also plug real quick once again that I've been doing what I call quick movie reviews or quick TV reviews on our TikTok page. I then always share it as well to our Instagram and to our Facebook page as well. So I want to make sure that everybody has a way to watch it, whether you have TikTok or not. But they are housed on our TikTok page. So if you just search at Am I on the Air, you should be able to find that there. But like I said, I also share it to our Instagram as well, at Simply Am I on the Air as well. So I share it to our story and also to our feed. So there's a lot of different ways to get to this. And I also share the videos on our Twitter page as well. So I try to keep them under 60 seconds. So it's a way to get in, tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and whether I recommend it or not. So check out all those videos, because everything I'm about to talk about I have videos for, and sometimes it's just a lot more fun to watch a video and see and give it subscribe, click on the heart, you know, and help us, you know, spread the word on these reviews. So, all right, I'm done with the plugs. I promise. Okay, here we go. Non-spoiler movie reviews. I'm going to start right off with Space Jam: A New Legacy. Yes, this is a movie that I really did not care about. I'm going to be 100% honest up front. If I didn't have a 7-year-old daughter, I would not have watched this movie. I'm not a big fan of the original Space Jam with Michael Jordan. I never truly cared about that movie. Not a basketball guy, so nothing really appealed to me in this film. But for some reason, my daughter thought it looked really, really good. And I tried to talk her into watching it on HBO Max, so I didn't have to go to the theater to see this thing. But she demanded that we go see this thing in the movie theater, up on the big screen. She really wanted to go to the theater for this. So, being the good dad that I am, we hit the road and we went to the theater and we watched Space Jam: A New Legacy up on the big screen. So, in a nutshell, the story behind this is when LeBron James and his young son Dom are trapped in a digital space by a rogue AI, LeBron must get them home safely by leading Bugs, Lola Bunny, and the whole gang of the Looney Tunes to victory over the AI's digitized champions of the court. It's Tunes versus the Goons in the highest stakes challenge of his life. So, okay, we got LeBron James taking over the Michael Jordan role in this one. Don Cheadle in here as Al G Rhythm. I loved it. He was probably my favorite part of this movie, to be honest, was Don Cheadle. He just looked like he was just having some fun, and he didn't care elsewise. And then the rest of this, what can I say, man? I mean, the story is so convoluted. Basically, Don Cheadle's character is this AI in the Warner Brothers computer. They bring LeBron to a meeting and basically pitch him, hey, we should have LeBron James in all of our Warner Brothers projects. And LeBron's like, dude, I'm not doing that shit. And they're like, what do you mean? And so Don Cheadle gets mad and he abducts his son. And then, of course, LeBron's got to go in and he's got to fight to get his son back as well. And of course, it's all based on a basketball game. It's the Goons versus the Toons, and we'll see what happens. I'm not going to say I hated this movie, but I didn't love it at all. My daughter really, really liked it. At the end of the day, I always say with these kiddie films, if the kids are happy, they did their job. Plain and simple. This movie is not made for us. It's not made for 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. That's not the intention here. The intention is to give kids a fun ride, and that's pretty much what they did here. I can sit here and pick apart the story, and I could pick apart LeBron James's acting, but that's not what this is about. This is about the kids having a good time, and I went, like I said, I took my daughter, my niece went as well, and everybody really had a good time and enjoyed it. So, I'm just saying, from a parent perspective, the movie's not very good, but we sit through these things and we enjoy them for our kids. So on that note, I would give Space Jam: A New Legacy 3 out of 5 stars. From my daughter's perspective, she said it's a 5 out of 5. So she really enjoyed it. She had a good time, and she's excited that it is on HBO Max so she can watch it again at home, because I am not going back to the theater for this one. Okay, guys, that is Space Jam: A New Legacy, which is in theaters and also on HBO Max. Our next film up is Escape Room: Tournament of Champions. That's right. This is only the second movie in the Escape Room franchise, but we're already on the Avengers team up of the Tournament of Champions. 6 people unwittingly find themselves locked in another series of escape rooms, slowly uncovering what they have in common to survive as they discover all the games that they played before. So Escape Room came out a couple years ago, and I'll tell you, I did not like it. I didn't care for the first Escape Room movie, but saw the trailer for this one and thought, doesn't look too bad. I mean, I'm not thinking anything great, but doesn't look too bad. I'll check it out. And it's about what I thought. It's not horrible, but it's not good. It's cheesy. Everything is too convenient. I don't know what bad guy goes through the money and the time to set up such elaborate traps and escape rooms, so to speak. It's just too much. And then, the thing that always had me laughing was the what is this, some kind of tournament of champions? I hate when they do the cheesy thing with the title of the movie, right? So basically the group of people that are in these escape rooms that go around, these 6 people, are all people that have played the games before and they've all escaped and won. But we only know 2 of the characters from the first movie. Everybody else is brand new characters. So to me, it was kind of like, this is a cool idea, but this is what you do if you make it to Escape Room 4 or Escape Room 5, right? Then you do the big team-up movie where you bring back everybody that survived the first 3 or 4 movies, and now you have the Tournament of Champions. But instead, we get this team thrown together, and we don't know anybody. We don't know anybody but the girl and the dude from the first 2 movies, Zoe and Ben. So, it's kind of... It's a cool premise, but it happens too early. So, and then definitely in typical horror fashion, they leave this open for a sequel, which just, we could have waited again on the Tournament of Champions. So at the end of the day, it was just okay for me. It wasn't, I don't regret sitting through it, but I'm not going to tell you to run out to the theater and watch this thing. It's just, it's not worth that. So Escape Room Tournament of Champions, we get 2 out of 5 stars from me. Okay, our third movie is the newest release starring Nicolas Cage. The movie is called Pig. Now, I watched this trailer about 2 months ago, and I remember being like, what the hell is this movie called Pig with Nicolas Cage? And it looked very interesting. It looked a little John Wickish, and I was like, okay, this could be really, really good. And then, the reviews started coming out a couple days ago, and it was sitting at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes from like 60 reviewers. And I'm like, damn, dude, 98%. And people are talking about how good Nicolas Cage is and how he might actually even get nominated for an Oscar next year and all this kind of stuff for this movie. So I'm like, okay, I gotta check this thing out. So this movie is about his character living alone in the Oregon wilderness. He's a truffle hunter who returns to Portland to find the person who stole his beloved pig and goes on a cat and mouse run along the shore. So you got Nicolas Cage. Alex Wolff is in this. This is a very interesting movie. I mean, basically, he used to be like this world-renowned chef, and he was very respected, and then he disappeared many years ago, and he went and lived in the wilderness, and he just looks like this hobo, homeless guy, but he's got this pig that he's super close with, and one night, the pig gets abducted, right? He gets a break into his home, and the pig gets taken, and then basically, we are now going on this hunt to find out, who took my pig? I need my pig back. This is the case of one of these movies where the reviews are outstanding, and then I watch it and I go, I don't know what the hell everybody's talking about. I did not like this movie. I thought it was really, really boring. I thought it just drug along. It's very somber. It's very depressing. And it just, I don't know, man. At the end of the movie, I'm just like, wow. Like, I just watched an hour and a half of this, and I don't even know what to think right now. And I love Nicolas Cage. I try to support all of his movies, regardless of how crappy VOD it goes. I really love to support him. But I can't sit here and tell you to watch Pig. I don't get it. And you could watch it and think it's the best movie of the year. So that's what's great about film. It is subjective. You never know what you're going to get. But for me, the movie didn't work. It didn't work at all. It wasn't, I wanted a John Wickish type of movie. That's what I felt like the trailer was giving me. And that's not what I got. He doesn't really fight. He doesn't do it. There is not an action movie. This is a drama. It is a little bit of a thriller as he tries to find the pig. But it's just not what I thought it would be. And I don't know if that maybe ruined it a little bit for me, but like I said, at the end of the day, I just found it to be very boring and sluggish. So I thought Nicolas Cage did do a good job in it. So I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 stars. I thought, he redeems it a little bit, and there are some good moments in the movie. But overall, I'm not going to once again tell you you need to watch this. So there you go. That's Pig. Next up is Fear Street Part 3. Now, for the last couple of weeks, I've been reviewing each of these movies, right? We started with Fear Street Part 1, 1994. Then we had Fear Street Part 2, 1978. And then now we have Fear Street Part 3, 1666. So in 1666, a colonial town is gripped by a hysterical witch hunt that has deadly consequences for centuries to come. And it's up to the teenagers in 1994 to try and finally put an end to the town's curse before it's too late. So this is streaming on Netflix. Netflix doing this big R.L. Stine Fear Street trilogy, right? A new movie every single week for 3 weeks straight. And if you go back, you'll remember I didn't really care for 1994. I really did like 1978, the second part. I thought it was really, really good. And then here we are with Part 3, 1666. So I'm very torn on this one because on one hand, for those of you that have been listening to me for any amount of time, I don't like old school shit like this. As soon as I heard 1666, I'm like, I'm not going to like this thing. I don't want to see things in the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, whatever the hell. I don't want to see old school shit. I like to be in the current day, or I like to go into the future. I don't like to go backwards. That's just always been my thing. I know it's weird. So I didn't feel like I would love 1666. So here's where they got me, though. Because really only about the first hour or so is in 1666, and then they kind of lay the groundwork, and then the movie jumps forward and we go back to 1994 and the screen flashes Fear Street 1994 Part 2, and I was like, oh shit, so we're back in 1994 and we're kind of wrapping up the events. So I thought that was a really cool twist and a really cool time jump to go back to that, which I was very happy about, because like I said, I don't feel like they could have handled 2 hours in 1666, so I'm glad it took a jump and went into the original time frame to kind of wrap the story up, which I really did like the second half of this film. So that's where I was kind of torn at the end of it, because I didn't care too much for the first half, but I liked the second half when it kind of time jumps. So that's Fear Street 1666 Part 3. like I said, I'm like 50-50 on this one. So at the end of the day, I give it a 3 out of 5. It was a good wrap up to the trilogy. Didn't really care once again for 94. Really, really liked 78 and thought it did its job. And then I'm kind of split on this one. The first half, not so much. Second half, yes. So I know it's a little confusing, but hey, man, it's on Netflix. If you have the time and you like horror, I really do think you should check it out for yourself and see what you think about these 3 separate movies. It's a cool trilogy that I think Netflix is looking to expand, because I think they did really good for the streamer. So we'll see what happens from there. All right, guys, I got one more movie. This is our 5th and final movie of the week. Yeah, it was a busy week. Gunpowder Milkshake. So speaking of Netflix, this was a Netflix original movie. It was originally supposed to be out in theaters, and then Netflix picked up the rights to it. This one here stars Karen Gillan, Lena Headey, Carla Gugino, Michelle Yeoh, Angela Bassett, Paul Giamatti is in this, and the little girl Chloe Coleman from Dave Bautista's My Spy. So a really good cast, man. I mean, I saw the trailer and I was like, damn, this is really, really cool, man. Female assassins, really awesome girls in this one, man. I love Angela Bassett. Michelle Yeoh's awesome. Love Carla Gugino. You know, Lena Headey, always good when she does action. And of course, Karen Gillan, man, it's Nebula. So you knew she was going to be awesome. So this movie basically follows Scarlett, who is, Sam. Scarlett is Lena Headey. Her daughter is Sam, played by Karen Gillan. So in her turbulent life as a professional assassin, Scarlett was cruelly forced to abandon her daughter Sam and go on the run. Years later, despite the estrangement, Sam has also grown up into a cold-blooded hitwoman. After a high-stake mission spins out of control, putting an innocent 8-year-old girl in the middle of a gang war that she has unleashed, Sam has no choice but to go rogue. This ultimately leads her back to her mother and to her former hitwoman sidekicks, all of whom join forces in an avenging war against those who took everything from her. So here's again, this is another movie that I'm super torn on, right? I look at this movie in 2 different pockets. As a movie, it did not work. This movie's not very good. The movie did not work. And with that cast, it pains me to say, but it didn't work. It was boring. It didn't flow. I didn't care for the way it was panning out. But the other side of me says it was actually really entertaining in several different parts. And the action was fun. And there's some really unique and intuitive action scenes in this movie that you're like, I've never seen anything like this before. And it's really cool. So I don't want to give anything away, like I said, spoiler free. But it's those action scenes that really kept me glued and in tune to this movie. So like I said, overall as a movie, I didn't really care for it. This is a 2-star movie, but with how cool the action was, with how violent the action gets sometimes, and the way it's shot, and how badass the chicks are, I ended up giving this a 3 out of 5. There's a couple really cool action scenes that I just want you guys to put on and watch that I wish I could talk a little bit more about, but you'll know it when you see it. It's so funny, but so smart at the same time that they thought to do something like this. And it's just really cool to watch play out. It really put a smile on my face and made me be like, okay, this movie's not too shabby. So check out Gunpowder Milkshake. It's on Netflix. You got nothing to lose. But just understand going into it, like I said, as a movie, it doesn't really hit. But with the action, with the casting, and those aspects of it, it really raises its game to a 3 out of 5. And I think you could have some fun with it. So Gunpowder Milkshake, 3 out of 5 for me, now streaming on Netflix. So there's your movie reviews of the week. We got Space Jam: A New Legacy, 3 out of 5 stars, now in theaters and on HBO Max. Escape Room: Tournament of Champions, only in theaters, 2 out of 5 stars. Pig, which is in limited release in theaters and also on VOD, 2 out of 5 stars for me on that. Fear Street Part 3, 1666, now streaming on Netflix, 3 out of 5 stars for me on that. And Gunpowder Milkshake, now streaming on Netflix, 3 out of 5 stars for me on that as well. Okay, let's switch gears to television because I'm excited to talk about a couple of these things. So, up first is Dr. Death. I loved this show. 8 episodes for Dr. Death. All 8 episodes dropped on its release, and it's streaming on Peacock. It is a Peacock original. It's based on the true story about this doctor, Dr. Christopher Dunch, who performed these surgeries and actually maimed patients and killed some of them as well because of botched surgeries. So then it involves two doctors, one played by Alec Baldwin and one played by Christian Slater, who come across him and realize what is going on, how these people are getting hurt, and them trying to go to the medical board and to the cops and everything, saying you got to take his license away and you need to arrest him. He is hurting people and being negligent. And the fight that they had to go through for years to get this guy put behind bars. Like I said, this is a true story. You can look it up. It's incredible, man. I've already binged all 8 episodes over the weekend. I was glued to this thing. Every time I had a chance to watch it, I was like, let's throw it on, let's watch it. Because I just thought they did a phenomenal job with it. Joshua Jackson is the main character in this. He plays the doctor. He plays Dr. Death, and he's fantastic in this. Alec Baldwin was amazing in this. Christian Slater was amazing in this. Kelsey Grammer pops up in this. I mean, everybody that's in this gives their A game, and I can't speak highly enough for it. It is so damn good. If you have Peacock, I recommend you check this out. You will not regret it. It's such a great show, and I hope that enough people get a chance to watch it. Really, really highly recommended. So that's Dr. Death, now streaming on Peacock. Big thumbs up from me. My next show, another big thumbs up from me, Schmigadoon. That's right, Schmigadoon is now streaming on Apple TV Plus. This is one I've been waiting for. It stars Keegan-Michael Key. It's got Cecily Strong from SNL. You also got Alan Cumming in this, Fred Armisen, Christian Chenoweth, Dove Cameron, Jane Krakowski. There's a lot of people that pop up in this thing. Melissa and Josh, and those of course are main two characters played by Keegan-Michael Key and Cecily Strong. They stumble upon a strange musical town of Schmigadoon, and they're shocked to learn that they can't leave until they find true love. So this is a musical comedy, and man, it's going to sound batshit crazy for me to even try to explain to you. But we start off this show seeing them meet. They're both doctors, and they meet and they start dating, they fall in love, and then we fast forward like 4 years later, and they're starting to have some trouble, right? Like any relationship does 4 years into its run. They're starting to have some trouble, so they decide to go on like a couples retreat kind of thing, see if they can spark that love again. And while they're, on a hike through the woods, they get into a fight, and then they stumble across this town of Schmigadoon, right? And they go into it, and it looks very throwback, very old schooly, and the people come up, and they're super nice, but then they start singing a song, and they find out that they're in this magical musical town. They're trapped inside this musical, and they try to leave, but they can't leave, and they find out that you cannot leave this town until you find true love. So they're trying to fix their relationship and see if they can find their way out. So the first 2 episodes are streaming on Apple TV Plus right now. New episodes will drop every Friday going forward until the show's over. Guys, I loved this. Loved, all in caps, Loved, love this. Keegan-Michael Key, I just think is amazing, right? I love his humor. I love what he brings to the table. Cecily Strong, one of the strongest performers on SNL, so I love her as well too. I'm glad to see her do something outside of SNL. Everybody else we talked about, you got Kristen Chenoweth, who does so many musicals, so she's great. Fred Armisen's always awesome when he pops up. Alan Cumming plays the mayor of Schmigadoon. Excuse me. They have such great people in this, and the concept is so witty and cool, and the songs are funny, and seeing it play into a real life situation but be this musical at the same time, it's crazy, guys, but it's so good and it's so fresh. Every show lately seems to be a repeat or some kind of twist on something we've seen a million times. This show feels very new and fresh to me, and I love the concept. I cannot wait till Friday to see the next episode. I can't recommend it enough. Check out Schmigadoon on Apple TV Plus. Like I said, first 2 episodes streaming now, new episodes every Friday. And my third show is finally the debut of the American Horror Story spin-off show, American Horror Stories. So this is the spin-off that they've been working on with all the same people from American Horror Story. But the difference with this one here is that this is an anthology series that has every episode be a different horror story to go into. So it won't be one overarching season like the regular show is. This is going to be episode by episode telling a different story. So I watched the first episode of the new season, and this episode here was called Rubber Woman, and this takes us back to the Hell House or the Kill House. I forget what they called it, but basically this is the return to the house from the first season of American Horror Story. So a teenager and her dads move into the forsaken home with a grim past. As the family makes renovations, a darkness takes root within them. So it's very cool to go back to this, because that first season of American Horror Story I thought was great. I love that first season. I love the Hell House, and so it's really cool to go back there again, and we're seeing the Rubber Man again, and now the Rubber Woman. And so I thought it was a really strong first episode. This is actually a two-parter to kick it off, so it's funny how they advertised every episode's a different thing and then launch with a two-parter. So I only watched the first episode so far, but I really liked it. Can't wait to see part 2 and then see where the show takes us with all the other episodes. Man, I got high hopes for this one because I'm a big fan of American Horror Story. So glad that the spinoff is here. You can watch this on FX, and you can also watch this on Hulu as well. So check out American Horror Stories. Season 1 just started and is airing every week. Okay, guys. That's our reviews. So I hope we didn't run you down just off, kicking off with so many reviews right off the beaten path. But let's recap here real quick. So we had Space Jam: A New Legacy. Like I said, from the movie side, Space Jam: A New Legacy in theaters, 3 out of 5 stars. Escape Room Tournament of Champions, 2 out of 5 stars. Pig, 2 out of 5 stars. Fear Street Part 3, 1666, 3 out of 5 stars. And Gunpowder Milkshake, 3 out of 5 stars as well. On the TV side, check out Dr. Death, now streaming on Peacock. All 8 episodes are available. Schmigadoon, now on Apple TV Plus. 2 episodes out, new episodes every Friday. And American Horror Stories airs every week on FX and FX on Hulu for your viewing pleasure. So there's our reviews, guys. I cannot believe it, but we've already taken a half hour of the show just doing reviews. So we had a lot to get through. So thank you so much for bearing with me. We'll try to get through the news as quickly as possible. Okay, let's get going. A Quiet Place 2 is now available to stream on Paramount Plus. We talked about this before, that within that 45-day window, it's going to hit theaters and then it'll hit Paramount Plus. So it is now streaming. You can also buy it if you want, if you don't have Paramount Plus, but you can stream it for free as a Paramount Plus subscriber. So definitely check that out. I saw the best video last week, which was a reaction video to Free Guy, but this one was done by Deadpool and Korg. That's right, Deadpool and Korg from the MCU sitting down watching the Free Guy trailer. This was hilarious. This was one of the best marketing things I've ever seen in my life. This video did more for Free Guy than any amount of other marketing that they possibly could have done. So this is on our Facebook and our Twitter page. If you haven't seen this video of Deadpool and Korg reacting to Free Guy, do yourself a favor and watch it. It's one of the best videos you're going to see probably all year. So take a look at that. We have the first trailer for Turning Red, which is another new Disney Pixar movie. Looks super, super cute. My daughter's so excited for this movie. Check out the teaser trailer for Turning Red, which actually doesn't come out till 2022. But it looks awesome. Disney Plus will air a special episode of the Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian Season 2. So that's going to be coming soon. You can see how they did the whole Luke Skywalker fight, which I'm looking forward to. We have the first trailer for Blue Bayou, starring Justin Chon and Alicia Vikander in the new immigrant drama. Paramount Plus's making of the Godfather series, The Offer, has officially begun production. Jackass 4 is going to be called Jackass Forever, and the new trailer should be launching later this week. We have the first teaser trailer for Diary of a Future President Season 2, so take a look at that. HBO Max's John Cena-led Peacemaker DC series has officially wrapped production because now John Cena made his return to the WWE. So you can tell everything's wrapping up there for him, which is pretty awesome. So check out that. I cannot wait for Peacemaker to hit HBO Max. A new Star Trek movie is finally coming. Yes, we've talked about Star Trek a lot over the last couple years, and it looks like this one's going to be directed by WandaVision's Matt Shakman. That's right. So Matt Shakman, who was, came to really big glory after WandaVision, and Paramount Pictures and Bad Robot has brought him in to direct a new movie, which they're saying will take place as a fourth movie in that Star Trek franchise with Chris Pine leading. So it will continue those adventures, because some of the other Star Treks they've been working on the last couple of years have been supposedly going a different route, using a different cast, but they're saying this one will continue the story of James T. Kirk, played by Chris Pine, and bringing back all the other crew and cast. So that would be pretty awesome there. Don Cheadle reacts to his Emmy nomination. That's right. So we talked about the Emmy nominations. I told you we got a quick bite out. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, Don Cheadle was nominated for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama for his 98 seconds of screen time in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And he tweeted out, quote, "Thanks, well-wishers. Sorry, haters. Agreed, shoulder shruggers. I don't really get it either, but on we go." So very awesome tweet there from Don Cheadle, just not really getting it. None of us really get it, but hey man, that was a strong minute and a half from Don Cheadle, so respect the man. Zach Stentz is set to script the film adaptation of Robert Jordan's novel Wheel of Time. Zendaya says she is unsure of her Marvel future after Spider-Man No Way Home, so we'll see what happens with her character in the future. Hallmark's Countdown to Christmas officially begins with Jordan Sparks' new upcoming romance called A Christmas Treasure. Aww. Jennifer Carpenter is returning for the Showtime revival of Dexter. That's right, baby. I'm excited about this. Jennifer Carpenter, of course, played Dexter's sister in the original series. Now, some of you are wondering, hey, man, isn't she dead? Yes, she's dead, but hey, she's coming back. I am hoping, personally, that she is going to be the voice to Dexter in this new season, that maybe she'll take over the role that the dad had in the original series. So we will see how that plays out. But very excited to hear about Jennifer Carpenter coming back. But I am sad to say, speaking of Nicolas Cage, we were talking earlier about Pig, but the Nicolas Cage-led Joe Exotic series is not moving forward at Amazon. That's right, Amazon has decided to pass, so the series is not moving forward. Now, some are saying it's being shopped around, but it sounds like Nicolas Cage has left the project, which is probably not going to help sell this project. I think people wanted it because of Nicolas Cage, so without him, I don't see it moving forward, but we'll keep an eye on it. But for now, it's not going to happen over at Amazon. Oliver Hudson is joining the Fox drama The Cleaning Lady, replacing Vincent Piazza. So kind of they'd already filmed the pilot, but there was an issue with Vincent Piazza and his schedule, so he had to drop out, and now Oliver Hudson is jumping in. HBO Max has released a trailer for its upcoming reality show F-Boy Island, hosted by comedian Nikki Glazer, so check out that if you're interested. Ted Lasso has become the most nominated freshman comedy in Emmy history, so congratulations there, man. Well deserved. Love that show. It's on Apple TV Plus, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet. Jernay Smollett and Jonathan Majors' nominations for Lovecraft Country mark the first time a black lead actor and a black lead actress from the same drama series have been nominated in the same year at the Emmys, so that is awesome. Congratulations there. Marvel earned a total of 28 Emmy nominations, including acting noms for Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, and Kathryn Hahn in WandaVision, along with Don Cheadle in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So how amazing is that, man? 28 Emmy nominations for Marvel. The top 4 most nominated platforms in the 2021 Emmys are HBO and HBO Max with 130 nominations, Netflix with 129, Disney Plus with 71, and NBC with 46. The top 4 most nominated series in the Emmys are The Mandalorian with 24 nominations, The Crown with 24 nominations, WandaVision with 23 nominations, and The Handmaid's Tale with 21 nominations. Congratulations to Loki. Loki has officially been renewed for season 2 on Disney Plus. So for the first time out of all the Disney Plus shows we've had so far, we're getting a renewal. So WandaVision and The Falcon and Winter Soldier were limited series. Loki is a seasonal show. So at the end of Loki season 1, in the post-credit scene, we saw a folder and it got stamped with Loki will return in season 2. So we're getting more. Loki was an amazing season finale that really uproots the entire MCU for phase 4. Multiverses here. I won't get into any specifics, but man, it was a great episode, and it really is going to change. Loki, the TV show, is changing the entire Marvel universe forever. So you gotta watch it, man. If you're a Marvel fan, you haven't seen Loki, you're missing out, and you need to see it to see how this is going to set up the future of the MCU, man. But congratulations on a season 2 going to be coming very, very soon. You know what also is coming soon? Titans, baby. Titans season 3. New season starts streaming on August 12th on HBO Max. I'm so excited for this, man, to see Nightwing and Starfire and Raven and Hawk and Dove and Robin and man, Beast Boy. Everybody's coming back for Titans season 3. I'm so excited. I love this show, and I can't wait to see what they do in this turned up season 3, man. Great trailer here. Red Hood coming, Scarecrow. Oh man, August 12th can't get here soon enough, baby. All in the Family, The Jeffersons, and more are set to stream on Amazon Prime, so get ready as you get the edition there. I'm sorry if I don't know if I even mentioned, speaking of Titans, that the new trailer came out, and that was kind of what I was leading to, and then I just totally skipped right over it. So yes, the new trailer came out for season 3 of Titans, so check that out if you haven't seen it yet. Let's see here. The Kings of Miami documentary, Cocaine Cowboys, has been announced over at Netflix, so they're going to be doing that documentary here. Henry Cavill set to star in a new romance film called The Rosie Project, so I love anything with Henry Cavill, man, so I'm on board there. James Gunn says that he didn't consider bringing back Jared Leto's Joker for his Suicide Squad film. Now, I want to elaborate on the fact that he did not say this to throw shade at Jared Leto or shade at that Joker. He goes on to say that there was just no room in the script for it, that basically this is a war movie and that it just didn't make sense to have Joker in it. So it's not that he had hate for this character or didn't want him in the film. It just didn't make sense to have that character, so that's why he skipped on it. So I just wanted to elaborate on that, because that headline can kind of be deceiving, like, oh, I just didn't want him in it, and that's not the case. It just didn't make sense for the kind of movie they were making. So there you go. Meghan Markle is set to create and produce a new animated kids series called Pearl over on Netflix. The Challenge, Spies, Lies, and Allies is coming back. They've revealed the cast coming for season 37. That's right, and you can watch the trailer right now for that. Sex and the City has added Nicole Ari Parker, Sarita Choudhury, and Karen Pittman to the cast of the Sex and the City revival Just Like That. So some great additions there to the cast. Brooklyn Nine-Nine coming back for season 8 in August. Very excited about this. Jerry O'Connell has officially joined The Talk, becoming the show's first male co-host. Wu-Tang: An American Saga is returning in September for season 2 over on Hulu. The Other Two gets a season 2 over on HBO Max. So that's right, The Other Two, which aired its first season on Comedy Central back in spring of 2019, will get a second season over on HBO Max. Outer Banks season 2, we have the first trailer for that. Let's see here. Zach Braff is joining Lana Condor in New Line Cinema's new sci-fi rom-com called Moonshot, and they will be doing that over on HBO Max as well. Edward Burns is his show Bridge and Tunnel has been renewed for season 2 over on Epix. Lily Singh is joining Hulu's Dollface for season 2. Sorry, I was looking at something there. Threw me off. Antonio Banderas joining Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones 5, so awesome addition there. FX on Hulu has released the new teaser trailer for Why the Last Man, so it's finally happening. iCarly has been renewed for a second season over on Paramount Plus, so a very big hit for Paramount Plus, so they're already getting a second season up and running while the first is still airing. So there you go there. Ian McShane is going to reunite with Keanu Reeves in John Wick Chapter 4. No shocker here. I didn't expect for a second that Ian McShane would not return for John Wick Chapter 4. What We Do in the Shadows Season 3 has gotten a new teaser trailer that dropped, and it will debut in September on FX and FX on Hulu. So looking very forward to this. I love What We Do in the Shadows, so very excited about that one. Modern Love, we have the Season 2 trailer for the Amazon's new Anthology series. Netflix says they might be adding video games to its service, so get ready on that. Joe Bell has released another new trailer, and man, it's going to make me cry. It's going to make me cry. Black Widow sets a new COVID milestone by crossing the $200 million mark globally, so congratulations there. Speaking of Marvel, Robert Downey Jr. is set to play multiple roles in a new drama series called The Sympathizer, so that's going to be coming to HBO. We have an article up with James Gunn talking about the differences between working with Marvel and DC, so pretty cool article there. Suicide Squad was viewed to some reviewers, and the reactions have been amazing. Everyone's saying it's one of the best DC movies ever. It's got heart, it's got gore, it's a thrill ride from start to finish. That James Gunn knocked it out the park. I mean, the reviews go on and on and on about how amazing this movie is. I cannot wait. We're only a couple weeks away. Bring on the Suicide Squad. Man, I'm so excited about this. A new writer has been hired to do the Thomas Crown Affair reimagining with Michael B. Jordan leading, so I'm interested in that. I do like the Thomas Crown Affair, so I'm glad to see them do something unique with it. The new Law & Order show For the Defense is not moving forward on NBC, so they're going to go ahead and they've decided to pass on the spinoff of Law & Order. ABC has announced its fall premiere dates for things like Grey's Anatomy, Big Sky, The Rookie, The Wonder Years, The Conners, and so much more. So check out when your shows return. High-profile Harvey Weinstein movie, She Said, is landed a Thanksgiving 2022 release date in theaters. So congratulations there. I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be really, really good. Katie Sagal is set to top-line a new Blumhouse movie for Epix. So that should be pretty good. I love Katie Sagal. She's always good in everything she gets. Speaking of fall premiere dates, NBC has released their slate as well, so check that out. A new Real Housewives holiday movie is landing over on Peacock. Speaking of Katie Sagal, her show Rebel, which was canceled, might actually get a season 2 from IMDb TV. That's right, IMDb TV is circling bringing back the canceled ABC drama for a second season, so we'll let you know what ends up happening with that. Madonna's new documentary, Madam X, has been landed over at Paramount Plus, and it'll come out in October. So congratulations there, getting a home over on Paramount Plus. Let me see here. Game of Thrones. HBO Max developing some more animated spin-off series. Too many spin-offs, man. I'm sorry. I'm not a Game of Thrones fan, but I think even as a Game of Thrones fan, I'd be like, come on, y'all. There's way too many spin-offs coming down the pipeline for this thing. I don't need this much stuff set in the Game of Thrones universe, especially animated things. Come on. It just sucks. Colin Farrell, who of course is in the upcoming Batman movie as Penguin, he says he appears in a few scenes as Penguin. Yes, he says he's got very limited screen time in the movie, so I don't know if he's lying or if he's telling the truth, but that's what Colin Farrell's saying, so we'll see what ends up happening on that. We have the new trailer for Stuntman, which is a new Disney Plus documentary film from producer Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. His hand's still in so many damn pots, so can't wait to see Stuntman over on Disney Plus. We have the trailer for Naked Singularity, starring John Boyega in a new high-stakes drug heist. Director Jonathan Entwistle has left Disney Plus's Willow series. He's the second director to leave this Willow series, so we will see what ends up happening with that. Loki director Kate Herron confirms that she will not be returning for season 2. So very interesting there was what a big hit it was. She says she was actually shocked as everyone else was to hear that it was even getting a second season. She says when she did it, she was told it was a one and done, and that was that. So she says she's very shocked to see it come back for a season 2 and that she wishes it luck, but she's got other projects to do, so she cannot return for the show. So we'll see that show under a new guide for the upcoming season 2. We have everything coming and going to Hulu in August, so check that out. We have everything coming and going to Disney Plus in August as well. We have the first teaser trailer for Chucky's new Child's Play series. Pretty cute little teaser there. I can't wait to see this. I think it's going to be awesome. Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies. That's right, a prequel series of Grease called Rise of the Pink Ladies is in production over on Paramount Plus. It's been given a green light order over there, so it's set 4 years before Grease begins. So there you go there. The Continental John Wick prequel series sets Albert Hughes as director. So there you go there. The Rock says that they have officially wrapped filming on Black Adam, and he calls it a career definer. So I can't wait to see some stuff for Black Adam. I think it's going to be awesome. Bill Murray, Tilda Swinton are set for a new movie from Wes Anderson. No shocker there with that cast. Kevin Feige says that Marvel Studios recently held a multiverse rules meeting. That's right, to talk about everything in the multiverse, what works, what doesn't work, and the rules so that everyone's on the same page when making their movies or television shows. So there you go there. We all need to be on the same page. Alanis Morissette and Grimes have boarded the new Fox singing competition Alter Ego. That's right, they are joining will.i.am and Nick Lachey as judges for the new singing competition. Let's see here. We have some more leaked Flash photos, and you can see the Batcave and the Batmobile. And guess what? The Batmobile is the Michael Keaton 1989 Batmobile, which I love that Batmobile so much. So it was very cool to see that in the set photos. So glad to see some things are sticking around. Kevin Feige talks about Julia Louis-Dreyfus and her future plans with the MCU. So check that out if you're interested. We also found out that Kate Herron casted Jonathan Majors with Peyton Reed when they were putting together Loki, because of course he's going to be in Peyton Reed's Ant-Man 3. So they casted him together, which I thought was really, really cool. So we have some news on the Continental, right? The Continental is the hotel in the John Wick franchise where the assassins go to be safe. Well, they've been talking about for the last couple years that we're going to get a Continental TV show. Well, news has broke on this that the John Wick prequel series, The Continental, has been redeveloped as a 3-night event with movie-length episodes and movie-sized budgets. That's right. It will focus on a young version of Ian McShane's Winston character and set 40 years before the film events with Keanu Reeves. So there you go, man. This was going to be a big television series. Now they've moved it into a 3-night event that will be 2 hours each night with movie budget, and will focus on the young version of Winston, set 40 years before the first John Wick film. So I love the sound of this. I can't wait to see where this pops up and what it does. I think this is a better way to go, and I'm super excited for the Continental. So really cool news there. Man, excited about that. All right. Let's see here. Jamila Jamil has confirmed that she is in She-Hulk, that she's going to be playing a kick-ass baddie role. So very excited for that. She's in current training right now for the role. Theater owners on Sunday blasted the Walt Disney Company for making Black Widow available simultaneously in home and on the big screen, saying that the decision has undercut the tentpole's box office potential and has promoted piracy. So there you go, man. You know, Black Widow debuted very, very strongly last weekend, but completely dived down 67% in week 2, which is the biggest drop-off for any Marvel film. And now the theater orders are blasting Disney, saying, you cannot do this shit to us anymore. Stop with the Disney Plus Premier Access. Stop taking away from the movie theaters. And then they're blaming piracy and all kinds of stuff for the big 67% drop. So we'll see what happens, man. Rumors are, and this is just rumors at this point, I haven't seen anything official, but rumors are that Disney will stop doing this at the end of the month, after Jungle Cruise comes out. Jungle Cruise has already been promoted to be Disney Plus All Access. So after that, it sounds like they will only be theatrical going forward. So we will see if they stick to that. We'll see if that becomes official. That's the rumor that I hear. But for right now, man, yeah, theater owners are not happy with Black Widow being at home, because it looks like more people watched it at home than went to the movie theaters. So very, very interesting. And at the box office, it was a shocker to everybody that Space Jam: A New Legacy beat Black Widow in its second week. Space Jam debuted with a $31.7 million, and Black Widow had $26 million in its second week, like I said, dropping 67%, which is the biggest week 1 to week 2 drop in Marvel history. So big hit. Number 3 was Escape Room Tournament of Champions. So, but a big win there for Space Jam, 31.7, more than expected. I think they were only expecting Space Jam to be about 20, so good to see it make 31.7 there, especially with it being, like I said, on HBO Max as well. So the new singing competition on Fox called Alter Ego will feature singers performing as their ideal version of themselves thanks to special effects and motion capture. So it sounds very, very interesting. I'll have to see it to believe it and see what we're getting here on that one. All new Dune posters came out earlier today, so check those out for Denis Villeneuve's new Dune movie. New trailer for the film is supposed to come out later this week, so the posters are really, really cool. We also found out that Clerks 3 is happening. That's right, Lionsgate has acquired the worldwide rights to Kevin Smith's Clerks 3, which is currently in pre-production in New Jersey and will begin production next month. So finally going to get that Clerks 3. I'm excited about that one for sure. HBO's The Last of Us series, the budget exceeds 8 figures per episode. It's going to be hella expensive. Adrian Brody has joined the cast of the next Wes Anderson film. The testing process for Batgirl has officially begun production. That's right. They are looking at actresses all over for Batgirl. That's right. DC has officially begun its search for its Batgirl. Deadline is reporting that executives are expected to test a group of actresses for the highly coveted role. The report notes that the test deals are being figured out, but expected to test for the role is Isabella Merced, who I think would be awesome in this, Zoe Dutch, who I also think would be awesome in this, and Leslie Grace, who I think would do pretty good as well too. Deadline has also heard that Haley Lou Richardson's name was included as a test deal, but that she might have bowed out before the process actually began. So there you guys go, man. It looks like DC Films, along with HBO Max, is looking to do both Batgirl and Zatanna, and we don't know any real other information on this right now. But hey, I like the girls that they're looking at for this thing, and I think any of them would be a really good pick. It looks like we finally got a director for Blade. That's right. Speaking of Marvel, Bassam Tariq is in final negotiations to direct the MCU's version of Blade. So there we go, man. We already have a writer. We get a director. We can finally start making this damn movie. I am excited for the new Blade starring Mahershala Ali. Let's go, baby. I am ready to rock on this one. We have a new trailer as well for a new Netflix miniseries starring Rosa Salazar, and it's called Brand New Cherry Flavor. So there you go. Jason Momoa has announced that he starts filming on Aquaman 2 today, and he teases he's going to have a little hair color change. That's right, we're getting the blonde Aquaman in Aquaman 2. That's awesome right there. We're going to get that closer to the comic book accurate Aquaman. I don't know how Jason Momoa is going to look with blonde hair. Maybe they do it dirty blonde. I wouldn't go full bleach blonde, but we'll see, man. It did put a little smile on my face to hear he's changing his hair color. So there you go there. The Fear Street director talks the possibility of creating an MCU-style horror universe for Netflix. That's right. They're saying Fear Street ain't done, man. The future of the franchise and big potential to become a new crossover universe, MCU style. So I'd be down for it, man. I love the idea of crossovers and stuff like that. So let's see what happens. We have the new extended version of the Heels trailer, which has Stephen Amell and Alexander Ludwig at odds in the new Starz original series, which comes out August 15th on streaming on Starz. So I'm looking forward to this one as a wrestling fan. I love that we're getting a wrestling show called Heels, and I love Stephen Amell, so it's going to be really cool to see something like this. The teaser trailer for season 3 of Sex Education came out, so check that out. The Space Jam director says he would love to do a sequel with The Rock. With The Rock returning to wrestling would be an interesting idea for a sequel to Space Jam. So, of course, everybody wants The Rock to get involved in the franchise. Why not? But this would be a Space Jam I would be very much involved with. I think that would be smart if you did another film to not be stuck with the basketball thing again. Let's do something different. We could have the Looney Tunes wrestling in the WWE. It would be really, really cool. So, I probably won't happen, but I like where the director's thinking here on this one. The final trailer for Snake Eyes dropped today, so you can check that out before the movie hits theaters on Friday. Winston Duke has confirmed that he will be back as Umbaku for the sequel of Black Panther, so I love to hear this news. I personally think Umbaku should become the new Black Panther. If they're not going to recast T'Challa, I think Umbaku would be the next logical choice to take up the reins as the Black Panther, but that's just my opinion. Charlize Theron and the Muschettis are developing The Final Girl for HBO Max. They're going to make a new HBO Max series developing the novel The Final Girl. So I love this pairing up. Let's see here. We talked about that. Tampa Bays. This is a new lesbian reality series that's been set for a fall premiere on Amazon Prime. Yes, Tampa Bays, Baes. And a charm shocker to kind of wrap up our news here. Madeline Mantock is set to exit the show after 3 seasons, and she's released a full statement about her difficult decision. So there you go, man. A shocker here that the show has already been renewed for season 4, but she will not be coming back. And on that note, my friends, that is the end of our news of the week, and that's our show. I know we ran a little long today. We're almost at that hour mark, but hey, we kept it under. I apologize, but hey, we had a lot of reviews to get through, and that took up a half hour of the show. So thank you for joining me on this ride. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter. You just never know what you're going to get. But I hope you've enjoyed the extra reviews that we did. A lot of good stuff out there in the theaters. The theaters were only so-so this past weekend, with only 3 stars as the best score. But TV was where it's at with Dr. Death and Schmigadoon. So definitely check those out again. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hey, our amiontheair.com is the official webpage, so make sure you go to it. All links to everything is on that page, along with just listening to the show. So it makes it easy on everybody. amiontheair.com. Make sure you like us on Facebook at facebook.com/amiontheair. Follow us on Twitter at amiontheair. You can follow me on Twitter at dxdonmega. Make sure you subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. I'd really appreciate it. Let the world know that this is the place to go for the entertainment news. If Apple Podcast ain't your thing, don't you worry. We're streaming always on Spotify. That's my favorite. Spotify. We're on Amazon Music. We're on Pandora now. Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Podcast, Podchaser. We're all over the interwebs. Just search Am I on the Air? And of course, subscribe to us on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. Just search Am I on the Air once again. And a shout out to our great affiliates at Red Dragons Radio, always streaming our shows on their website. They stream this show. They stream the Am I Still in the Airs. They stream the Quick Bites. Everything's on reddragonsradio.com. So check that out. We really appreciate you. And of course, follow on Twitter at Red Dragons Radio. That'll do it for me on this Monday, July the 19th for season 22, episode 27. Mega Jam is in the books. Have a great week, everyone. Take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, y'all. Peace.
Bye, everybody. Red Dragons! Red Dragons!